Hey guys, and welcome to a new month. I actually wasn't even thinking of filming because I've kind of been enjoying the liberation of not having to film every single little significant thing that's happening. But I know I'm going to regret it because I love documenting my journey when I'm actually putting effort into something. So I actually realized I have a few things I can talk about right now. So we are going to film a little content. First of all, I will just apologize that I'm wearing super grubby clothes right now, but we are mid impromptu home renovation, which I might as well just show you all right now. Part of the reason I never film in my house is because we live in a fixer-upper and we have just been so maxed out that we haven't had the time or really the resources to fix anything up. But I will show you guys some before pictures in a minute. But look at this. We have redone the entryway. Now we need to put up crown molding and my husband needs to fixate those water pipes behind the crown molding. So that will all be hidden. But we took down this like foul wallpaper that was peeling off and everything and painted it. And then this is a bathroom. This is the second bathroom. It's a half bath to our house, but we have been using it strictly as a storage closet because we needed the space. But we are now in the process of reconverting it back into a brand new bathroom. So the toilet will go there, and then we're going to have a sink here, mirror, vanity, and then just probably some artwork or something. So that's what's going on there. And then we went into our laundry room and completely cleaned out everything. We used to have a ton of these shelves with just crap. But we cleared it all out and we moved it all up into the attic, and we have finished off almost finished off the attic. We put flooring up there and just a ton of shelving units, and it's amazing. Like, we have an entire space up there. So we've moved everything up, and now my husband's going to build some custom cubbies for the kids here, and we're going to move this above the shoe rack and then create like a whole coat rack situation there. So definitely a work in progress, but hence the grubby clothes. Anyway, so but I wanted to show you guys something. Where am I looking? I want to show you guys something that I've been doing. So I have seen a few people post this on Instagram where they talk about like the relative cost of different protein sources per gram, or like they go by servings. So 20 grams of this type of protein will cost you approximately this much. And then they show like chicken breast and eggs and lentils and like different protein sources. So you can kind of see relatively what the cost is of the things you're eating. And I decided I got to do like a Swedish version of this. And so I started doing it and I got really, really into it. And I'm kind of a spreadsheet geek. I'm not super proficient in Excel, but I love Excel. And so I've created this spreadsheet where all I need to do now is just plug in a couple data points, like the cost of, whatever it is, how many grams of protein per 100 grams serving, because that's how they do nutrition facts here. They don't do it by serving. They always, always, always standardize it by 100 grams of whatever it is, which is awesome because it makes it easy to compare things. And then I just type in however many grams of protein I want a serving, yada, yada, yada. It spits out for me the cost per serving, the cost per gram, and then I also put in a function for it to calculate what the overall price of this exact product should be on sale if I want to get the cost per gram within a certain range, which for me is helpful because you look at something and you say, oh, that's a great deal, but you still don't know what is the actual cost of how much protein I'm going to get. It's been completely eye-opening. And one of the very, very obvious things that I've learned is that dried chickpeas and dried lentils give me like an overwhelming bang for my buck. I'm talking like it costs a fraction of the amount that animal protein would cost to give me just as much protein in these things. The only problem is lentils and chickpeas, things like that, are not a complete protein. But I did some Googling and I learned that if you sprout lentils, I think it's the same with chickpeas. Don't quote me. I'll put it up on the screen if I'm wrong. But I'm pretty sure it's also the same with chickpeas, but definitely with lentils. If you sprout lentils, they become a complete protein. So yeah, meal prep. That's what I'm up to today. And then in a couple weeks, I will be doing my next round of weigh-ins, measurements, etc. I found my measuring tape. Yay! I found my measuring tape. I didn't do my measurements at the end of last month because I couldn't find my measuring tape, but I found it. I did, incidentally, take my measurements when I found the measuring tape, which was like about a week ago. And I wrote those measurements down somewhere, so at least I have those data points, but I will share my measurements at the end of this month when I finish month 2 of this bulk. But I think right now what we will do is we will just cut to a video I just filmed for a weightlifting group that I'm a member of on Facebook. I was asking for a form check. The only reason I'm going to put that clip, the form check clip that I just filmed, into this video is because I want to be able to look back on my form progress. So just know that there's a boatload of issues going on in what I'm about to share, but I have discovered the power and joy in a full clean and press barbell exercise. Oh my God, you guys, if I could only do one exercise for the rest of my life, it would be a full clean and press. It is a deadlift into a squat, into an overhead press. It literally works out like every muscle of your body, and it's cardio. Like, I was sweating buckets doing this. My problem is there's this thing they call the front rack where the bar is across like your front, across your shoulders, and I cannot get my form right. Your elbows are supposed to be, sorry, it's supposed to be like this. Your elbows are supposed to be up, and mine are completely locked to my side. So I'm just going to share. I made a video and I sent it to a couple people who said, send me a video of what it looks like and maybe we can help coach you into, like fixing it or whatever. I'm just going to share it now because I want to show you guys my struggles. Maybe you have tips and you can help correct me. Otherwise, hopefully in a few months or less, I can look back on this video and be like, oh, these were my problems and this is what I did to fix it. And now I can do it right. So anyway, let's take a look at that. Okay, I have silenced this clip so I can do a voiceover because I have actually figured out what my issue was, and I figured it out by filming this video and then reviewing my form in comparison to like videos I've seen on YouTube and stuff. And that's why actually recording yourself doing exercises is so valuable, because if you look here, my hands are so far out to the side, and also, they're on the outside of my elbows. Basically, I learned that my whole problem with this is where my hands are actually placed on the bar. So I am going to do, it is, let's see, March 19th today as I'm filming this voiceover. It's my glutes and hamstrings day, but when I go to the gym, I'm going to try to sneak a video of me doing this now after I have sort of troubleshot and figured out what my issue is, so you can see the difference in my form, and again, still offer me some tips. So that is my issue with that for right now. I don't know what's going to come next, but I have 2 more weeks in this month, and I'm just going to do monthly uploads now, not every 2 weeks, because I just am not filming all that much. So we'll see what happens in the next 2 weeks, and then we will do weigh-in, progress pictures, measurements, and yeah, that's it. Hey guys, it is me and the freaking wood again, but we have so little left to move. I mean, this is still deceivingly much, but when I first started this project last year, do you see where that pallet is? The wood pile extended even beyond that. It extended to there, and I have since moved all of this. Let's see, this whole area over here. Here we go, whole area here, and then I've dug into this part here, and then we also have a section, there, that needs, right there, wait, where is it? That needs to be moved. Anyway, I thought I'd just try to film this as a time lapse, because we're closing in on almost being done with it. I just don't know where to put my camera where the goats can't mess with it. So I got to figure out a good placement if I want to do it here or if I want to put my camera in there. But we're gonna be throwing wood from the pile over the fence and into the wheelbarrow, and then the wheelbarrow gets taken all the way to the other side of the house around the corner where we have our woodshed. So let's do this, okay? Hey guys, happy Easter. It's Sunday morning, March 31st. And it's month end, so I'm gonna do measurements, progress pictures, recap of the month, and then we're gonna get this video up onto YouTube and start a whole new month. Today is kind of an unfortunate time to be doing measurements and weigh-in. I kind of planned it poorly because I have eaten like exceptionally high sodium diets the past couple days, including like pizza and chips and everything like that. We have been very, very active on the farm the past few days. I showed you guys the clips of me moving wood and stuff. I finally finished the job. I finished it. It's amazing. So here's a celebratory picture of me doing a dirt angel in the bare ground. And yeah, we've just been doing a ton of spring cleaning in the house and deep cleaning and blah, blah, blah. So very active days, and haven't had time to cook. Haven't really wanted to cook. I have felt the need to just fuel myself. My body is extremely sore and just, I'm always sore. I'm always sore and I'm always tired. Like, I'm just wondering, is this the life of being in a muscle building phase? Should I always be sore and always be tired? I guess another big factor is sleep. I don't know how much I've talked about it here on YouTube, but I've mentioned it here and there on Instagram, how my baby is just not a good sleeper anymore. Like, he slept through the night from the day he was born up until he was 8 months old. I was very, very blessed and fortunate with that. But ever since he was 8 months old, he slept like dirt, and he'll be 2 in 1 month. And this past month has been like extremely bad. On a very good night, like minimum, he wakes up around 5 times a night. On a bad night, it's more like 9 times. Generally, on average, he's averaging 7 to 8 wake-ups, 6 to 8 wake-ups per night. And it's awful. It's killing me. I'm actually dying right now, I think. It's not physically or mentally sustainable. And my husband decided that he would try to take a night with the baby and see if he can, I don't know, break the cycle or whatever. So I got this amazing cozy nest bed situation set up in my daughter's room, and I took a little nibble of Unisom. Like, I'm telling you guys, it was like I was going on a luxury vacation. The thought that I was going to be able to sleep through the night, turn the sound machine on, close the door, not going to hear anything. If the baby wakes up a couple times, I'm not going to hear it. Baby woke up 3 times within the first 15 minutes that I tried to go to sleep, and he was screaming bloody murder, enraged that my husband was in there trying to settle him. And it was just desperate times. I had to pack up my pillows and my blankets and everything, go back to the nursery, sleep in there with him, and he had just a horrific night. He woke up like 9, 10 times that night. It's killing me. It's killing me. I think you can see it on my face. I am exhausted, and I can't believe that if my pregnancy had lasted, I would be 35 weeks pregnant in 2 days. So I would have been 34 plus 5 today. And I just really don't know what kind of desperate place I would be in right now if I was to be expecting a baby basically any week, you know, like within a couple weeks. Being this far deep into sleep deprivation, which would have lasted my entire pregnancy, because my current youngest is just he's not been sleeping well for over a year now. Oh my God, what would I be doing? Well, I don't know how I would be coping. Anywho, my menstrual cycle has also been a little bit weird this month. It's been a little bit weird this month. I had a negative OPK on cycle day 9, that's normal. Positive OPK cycle day 10, that's normal. But then also got ovulation pains cycle day 10, which is not normal for me. It's always 24 hours after I get my first positive OPK. And I got ovulation pains on both sides, which is not normal for me. I've only ever gotten ovulation pains on one side or the other. And then my BBT temps dropped the 2 days after. They were like below cover line the 2 days after. And then they skyrocketed today. So it's just weird. I mean, we're only talking a matter of days discrepancy. It's not like too crazy, but this is very abnormal for me because I'm super regular and patterned. So take that for what it's worth. Anyway, I ate a lot of salty foods the past couple days, and I'm carrying a lot of water bloat. I feel it all over my body, especially my midsection. Really say hey, hey. Hi. Are you a bad sleeper? Yeah. The one thing I can say is his language has exploded. He's just speaking words left, right, and center. So perhaps he's going through a sleep regression, and that's why he's sleeping so poorly the past few weeks. You're beautiful. Who's that? You're cute. Anyway, so I'm super bloated, water retention style, but whatever. We're going to weigh, we're going to measure, we're going to do progress pictures, we're going to close out this month, and we're going to head into a new month. Here we go. Okay, so here are my measurements. I'm going to just put them up on the screen and you will see my current measurements and then the plus or minus gain or loss in centimeters and inches this month compared to 8 weeks ago when I first started this bulk. Because remember, last month I was not able to take my measurements because I couldn't find my measuring tape. I'm just going to compare to the beginning of my bulk, and then hopefully I can move forward doing month over month gains or losses, mostly just gains. But anyway, I was actually really pleasantly surprised at how little I've gained on my hips and waist, mostly because I feel super bloated, but also I feel my clothes fitting differently. I feel changes in my body, and it's just something I'm going to need to get comfortable with. So relatively speaking, didn't put on as many centimeters as I thought. Granted, it's only been 8 weeks, but I have put on size on my biceps and my glutes and things like that. So things are definitely going in the right direction. And like I had posted on Instagram, my strength in my lifts at the gym has pretty much doubled across the board. Hip thrusts, bench press, deadlifts, Bulgarian split squats, overhead presses. Like, my strength is exploding. So that's really good. I gained about 3 kilo between now and when I first started this journey, which is 6.7 pounds. And they say to gain half a pound to 1 pound per week. So that would be anywhere from 4 to 8 pounds by the time I would have ended month 2. And I've gained 6.7. So I'm like really nice average weight gain. And I have noticed that the weight gain is not linear. I have weeks, entire weeks, where I just maintain. No matter how much I eat or whatever, I'm just maintaining. And then I have weeks where my weight just explodes. So, you know, it's interesting. I just thought it would be like a gradual, slow, day by day, week by week thing, but it's not. It's kind of choppy, but there's so many variables at play with water, weight, intake, how many carbs did you eat that week, how much sodium, like where are you in your menstrual cycle, that kind of thing. So I don't know. I guess like my final thoughts, I'm really, really loving the strength gains, and I'm overall really loving this process in the same way I really loved getting bigger in pregnancy. This is a beautiful journey, and it's a gift to be able to do this, and I still am lifting and living as though I were on borrowed time, because like I said in a previous video, by the age that I am now, like when my mom was the age that I am now, she was already fully in perimenopause, and within 6 months of the age that I am now, my mom was fully menopausal. Like, she had gone an entire year without a period. So the fact that I still more or less feel like normal, you know, and that my body can work with me and not become like a hindrance is such a gift. So I'm just training with intensity, like my life depends on it. Every month that I get normal menstrual cycle, everything feels kind of normal in my body. I'm just treating it as a gift. Let's put on as much muscle as we can. We'll worry about the fat gain later, but it is kind of crazy with that metric of 1 pound a week. If I plan on bulking for 13 months, that's like 56 weeks. I could foreseeably be gaining like minimum 56 pounds depending on how I manage my weight gain. And then they're like, you're lucky if 50% of that is muscle gains. And then the other 50% of it is fat, which means like I could have 30 entire pounds of fat to lose by the end of this process. That is mind-boggling to me. And now I understand why people do mini diets sort of peppered out throughout their bulk just to kind of get a little bit more comfortable. I don't know how I feel about that because it's kind of like, all right, I could do a diet mid-bulk, but then I'm going to be losing some of the muscle I gained, but also losing body fat. So I don't know. I've got a lot of research to do, but I'm only 2 months in. So we're going to wait and see how the next couple months go. Hopefully I'm going to get better sleep because that is critical for me. I do feel like I need to start tracking my diet a little bit more closely, audit what I'm eating, just make sure I'm not going overboard, continue to weigh in, check in with myself, just steady as she goes, and otherwise crank it at the gym, lift with intensity, and just try to do good work and put on some serious mass. And like, I'm 40. I have been lifting since I was 18 years old. And in particular, starting in 2020, when I did my body transformation journey, that's when I really took weightlifting seriously. But then I got pregnant again, and now I'm like lifting seriously again. Basically, what I'm trying to say is, I think right now I am very much capitalizing on newbie gains, despite the fact that I have been lifting and working out for decades. I've never trained with this kind of intensity. I have never trained with progressive overload. Ever. Until now. Even in my previous journeys, even like the journeys I documented here when I was working out in my home gym, I was not progressively overloading. I was just doing my workouts, hitting my reps, constantly switching up exercises, trying to challenge myself to new things, but this is the first time I'm actually like doing things that would stimulate muscle growth. So I think that I've got a good shot at putting on some good, decent muscle mass in these beginning months. And that is probably why I'm seeing such explosive strength gain in the gym. And just every week I'm just throwing weight on, and I have not even reached my max when it comes to certain things. I'm having to work on form, and I'm utilizing tempo and rep ranges and, paused lifts and things like that to make the lifts more challenging without adding more weight on, because I just want to make sure I have my form right. Deadlifts, squats, things like that. So I have a lot of room for improvement, and I have a lot of I'm pretty sure some good, decent muscle gain months ahead of me. But having to wrap my head around my long-term goals and how that's going to look in terms of fat gain. Like I wrote this on my Instagram that my progress pictures that I post here and on Instagram, they're going to start looking like regression pictures, where I looked better the month before, because as I gain muscle mass, I'm also gaining body fat, which is going to make the muscle gains harder to see, and it's just going to make me look fluffy and sloppy eventually. So that's the reason I'm documenting this, because these are the videos I wish I could find on YouTube where people document their first time bulking and just the highs and lows and ups and downs, and before they've achieved like a ripped body or whatever, and they're dealing with the weight gain and body image issues and stuff, because this is scary. But I'm also motivated to document it for anyone else who's just curious to know, what is this going to be like? What can you expect? I don't know what I can expect, but I know I'm gaining weight. And I feel it. And it's I'm learning to embrace it just like pregnancy, for the beautiful thing that I'm growing now for myself and my health and my body. And it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. We're only 2 months in. I've got like 11 whole months ahead of me. So stay tuned. I'll see you guys in another month here where I will document my month 3. We'll go from there. Okay. Thank you. Talk to you soon, guys. Bye.